Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. This episode I had a mixture of emotions. Okay, because in some aspects this episode's really good. In other aspects, I felt like this episode kind of got annoying, and then in other aspects, I felt like some of this stuff was not really necessary. Wild guess about which one of those. I'll give you a few seconds. Okay, let's talk about the stuff that wasn't necessary. Brooke, Lucy, and Steven, I think that's his name. I found that stuff to be completely unnecessary. I've said this in a lot of different other soap opera reviews, and I'll say it in this one. This recap of everything that happened before sometimes can get really annoying, and particularly this show because it's so short. Okay, if you're watching it live, it's 30 minutes. If you're watching it without commercials, it's like maybe what 12, 13 minutes. I gotta sit there and listen to this recap of stuff. That takes out a huge chunk of the episode. You're not even really left with that much episode. When you stop and think about any actual stuff that's moving forward, you're not. It's that's it. So I found this scene to be completely unnecessary. Also, because I feel like I'm just gonna call him Patrick at this point, Patrick Duffy. Him getting upset with Reg and being like, "Oh, you need to be here to protect your family," and this, that, and the third. No, he doesn't. He does not. He does not need to sit there and be protecting Brooke. He's not married to Brooke anymore. That's not his responsibility. So this whole, even when he called him, he was like, "Oh, I'm here. Where are you at? On a beach with like 20 hot women. That's where I am. That's what I would have said. Because here's the thing, I'm a dick. Okay, that's literally what I would have said. Okay, because I'm just like, bro, who are you to be sitting there calling him talking about you need to be back here to protect your family? That's your daughter, right? So what's wrong with you? Yeah, you don't seem like an invalid to me. I'm not married to her. Okay, she dumped me. Remember, she told me to go off and find myself. So I am finding myself. What about 20 hot women back here? That's what I'm doing. Like, bro, are you kidding me? I felt like that whole. And then when he was like, "Hey, listen, I gotta go," he was like, "He just brushed me off the phone. He brushed me off. He hung up on me." There are some people in this world that just don't live in reality. I get that that's like it's a soap opera thing or whatever, but I really do. I've seen people that just don't live in reality. He is one of those type of people that think that his opinion about him telling him what Rich should do actually matters. FYI, it doesn't. Um, Steffi really knows how to drag out a conversation. And Hope come back in there when Hope was like, "I really would like to continue our conversation." I was like, God, no, seriously? The minute she said that, I was like, oh, here we go. Good 20 minutes of Steffi Smith is saying, "Hey, what are you taking my brother? Do you take my brother's hot? Do you have an instruction with my brother? I just want to make sure that the line goes really well." First of all, sweetheart, you don't want to told her to work with Thomas. So she's doing that. She's bouncing off ideas. Well, I just want to make sure that you don't find him attractive. Listen, you can work with somebody and find them attractive and still do your job. And that's what she basically was meant there trying to say to her the whole time. I mean, granted, with Hope, it's like there's a lot of stuttering, there's a lot of muttering, there's a lot of dingbat, stupid looks on her face. But at some point, eventually, we do get to the conclusion that she does actually speak and says something. So that's cool. Um, that's cool. But she does sit there and say, "Hey, listen, I'm committed to my husband. Yes, he's attractive. I'm committed to my husband, and I'm just working with him. I want to make my line work successfully. I just want to make sure I'm looking out for you." No, sweetheart, you just want to sit there and drag out a excruciating, overly long conversation when it could have been. It seemed like it was already solved. Okay, it seemed like it was already solved, but for some odd reason, Hope's like, nope, we got to continue this conversation. We got to nip this in the bud. I hope they nip it in the bud. They really didn't. I know they didn't. We're gonna sit there and have that same goddamn conversation for another 4 or 5 days or 4 or 5 weeks. Now we're gonna get to the fun part, favorite part. I'm saying that. I know it sounds sarcastically, but I'm being honest. The Ridge and Bill Comedy Hour. Okay. Again, it's great. Yes, they've been rehashing the same conversation over and over again with the whole take down Sheila and you guys sit there and push, you guys sit there. Yeah, that part is getting kind of annoying. But honestly, to tell you the truth, my whole thing is even yesterday, if it wasn't for their sense of humor, their back and forth banter, it just would have fell flat a long time ago. The only reason why I have not just been like, I don't want to say not breaking stuff, but the only reason why I have not just been fed up is because they can still make me laugh. As long as they can sit there and keep making me laugh, I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of their scenes. But the big plan is now to marry Celia. So it was like I gotta marry her. I gotta make sure that I'm showing her that I'm fully committed. Once I do that, then she'll tell me all her secrets. Okay, bro. Even Ridge is like, yeah, no, I think we need to pull him out now. I think he's finally lost his mind. So he goes to, I don't know, he goes somewhere. I was going to sit there and name a particular store, but I was like, the last time my review got, copywritten like 2 weeks ago. I mean, 2 years ago, give or take. So I was like, I'm just not going to take that chance. Anyway, he goes, he gets a ring, he presents it to Sheila, and he's like, I want to marry you. I mean, this is after he pulls on the Bill Spencer charm. Take that for what it's worth. Um, then he proposes to her. And I guess we're going to sit there and see if she says yes or no. Now, if this was back in the 90s, most people would not have been trying to guess or see what's going to wind up happening. Most people wouldn't even know what was going on behind the scenes. I love technology, I do, and I wouldn't trade it for the 90s as far as not hack technology. But this is one of those things where behind the scenes stuff. We know that she's on contract, right? So it's very like we know that there's nothing that's going to be too crazy that's going to wind up happening to her. At least that's what I'm imagining. See, the thing is, whenever I think of contract, right? You're on contract, you're not on contract. Let's just sit there and say it's the chick from GH Willow. She's on contract, right? So a lot of people's like, she's not going to die. They're not going to kill her off because she's on contract. Now, just because they don't kill her off doesn't mean they can't bring her back as a different character. I think I'm kind of getting a little muddled up in what I'm trying to say. My point is that when people hear the word contract, they think that they're automatically going to be saved. That there's nothing that's going to happen to them. Sheila's not going to go to jail. She's not going to get killed off or anything like that because she's on contract. Okay, so it definitely does lower the suspension, and stuff like that as far as suspension. Well, you know what I'm saying. As far as anything happening to her, this whole plan, and everyone is not really too impressed because they know she's on contract. If this was back in the 90s, we might have been on pins and needles. Like, what could have wound up happening? You know. So in a lot of ways, we're kind of spoiled by the internet. And like the whole Willow being sick, but she's not going to die because she's on contract. So anyway, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens with Sheila and Bill. But I gotta sit there and say this is probably the best part of this episode. Um, yeah, the best part of this episode. Can't really think of anything else that happened, so I'm gonna end the video here. But if I didn't miss anything, let me know in the comment section. Also, if I did miss anything, come to the live stream tonight. We'll sit there and talk about it. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, Mondays through Fridays. Mondays through Fridays, and then Saturdays and Sundays for members only. Not a member, hit the join button. We really do have a lot of fun, and it's definitely just a different energy. So yeah, with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching, be safe, and I will see you in the next video.